afternoon everyone. I am Niharika Sethi, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication, BOS Cuttack. Now we'll study field effect transistor. So field effect transistor is an electronic device whose working generally depends on control of current by electric field. And William Bradford Shockley is the first person who formulate FET and first transistor. Then transistor operation is same to that of your FET, but in this case what happens, there is a difference between FET and BJT whenever both are working as a amplifier, but the input impedance of FET is very high as comparison to BJT, and that is nearly equal to 1 to 0 to 100 mega ohm, and the input impedance of BJT is within that of some kilo ohm. And this is a BJT is a current control device, whereas FET is a voltage control device. Means here the output current depends on the input current, whereas in FET the output current mainly depends on the input voltage. This is a voltage control device. BJT is a bipolar junction transistor, means its working principle depends on both types of charge carrier, whereas in FET the conduction of current in FET mainly depends on the majority charge carrier. This is the broad difference between BJT and FET, whereas both are working as amplifier and switching. This is used in switching circuits and matching devices. Here is the broad difference between BJT and FET. As we know, this is a voltage control device, this is a current control device. This is having higher input impedance, this is having lower input impedance. This is very less sensitive to temperature, whereas BJT is very high sensitive to temperature. And this is unipolar device, means current conduction is due to only one type of charge carrier, majority charge carrier, but in this case the current conduction depends on both majority and minority charge carrier. And the size of FET is very less, so that it can be accommodated within the integrated circuit chip, whereas the size of the BJT is very high. And these are the similarity between BJT and FET. Broadly, field effect transistor can be divided into two parts, that is junction field effect transistor, another is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Again, the junction field effect transistor can be divided into N channel FET and P channel FET, and MOSFET is divided as depletion type of MOSFET or enhancement type of MOSFET. Again, depletion type is broadly divided into P channel depletion type of MOSFET and N channel depletion type of MOSFET. Enhancement type of MOSFET is also divided into two parts, that is P channel enhancement type of MOSFET and another is N channel enhancement type of MOSFET. So look at the diagram. This is N channel JFET and this is, that is P channel JFET. There is a broad difference between these two. Here the N channel is a channel between two embedded P layer, and the top layer is connected to a ohmic contact, that is called as a drain, and the bottom layer is connected to a ohmic contact, that is called source. This is called source because this is the main source of conduction of current in FET, and the two embedded layer are internally shorted with each other, and to externally this is connected to ohmic contact, that is called as a gate. And this is like that of BJT, this is also a 3-terminal device. So this is the symbol of N channel FET, where the arrow mark is pointed in, and here this is a P type of FET and the arrow mark is pointed out. So what does this arrow pointed in mean? This means that this is the IG current, direction of IG current, if it would flow in the circuit if both the embedded layer or junction were forward bias. Then there is a similarity between BJT and FET. This is the current equation of FET, and as we can mark, this is the drain current, that is equal to IDSS 1 minus BGS upon BP square. Here there is a non-linear relationship between gate to source voltage and drain current. But in case of a BJT, there is a linear relationship between base current and collector current. So that's why the characteristic curve of FET is nonlinear, whereas the characteristic curve of BZT is linear due to this linear relationship between input current and output current. And this is, we can compare this as collector current of BZT, and this is the drain current of FET. And this is the structure. As you can mark, this is the drain terminal, this is the source terminal. Whenever both gate terminals are internally circuited with each other, here we can mark gate terminal and source terminal, they are internally circuited, that is externally circuited, means here the applied voltage is 0. As we will apply some voltage across drain to source, keeping the positive terminal will be connected to drain terminal and negative terminal will be connected to source terminal. What happens actually, due to the force of repulsion between this negative terminal of battery and negative charge carrier that is available in the channel, the electron will repel and repel from source terminal and will be attracted towards the drain terminal due to positive potential, and that will flow in the circuit like this. And as you know, the conventional direction of current, that will just opposite to that of direction of electron flow. Due to this current, as we can mark here, the current is flowing from drain to source. The resistance, uniform resistance that exists within this channel, that will induce different voltage at different point of this channel. So we can mark here the voltage is somewhat less as comparison to the voltage in the upper portion of the channel. That's why the depletion layer that lies between this p-type and n-type material, that varies its width. As the reverse potential across the upper portion that is high, that's why the depletion layer is more as comparison to the depletion layer here at the bottom portion. So if we'll apply no voltage, if we'll apply voltage across drain to source and will keep on increasing, then more and more charge carrier that will travel from source to drain and will flow in the circuit. So in that way current will also increase with the amount of voltage we are applying across drain and source. Here the curve, as we are plotting the graph between drain to source voltage and drain current, here as we are increasing the voltage, the current is also increasing. A stage will come whenever depletion layer width will be more and more and they nearly touch to each other. Practically they will not touch, but nearly touch to each other. In that case the channel will be very narrow, but the current density is very high. That is the maximum voltage here, and this is the drain to source voltage, which is called as pinch off voltage. That is the pinch off of the channel. Here the pinch off voltage across drain and source, and this is the maximum amount of drain current whenever source is circuited to gate. That's why this is abbreviated as IDSS, drain current when source is circuited to gate terminal. After this pinch off voltage, the current remains constant. This linear increase in current with respect to voltage, this region of the curve is called as a voltage control resistance region or ohmic region. And this region where current is almost constant, with increase in drain to source voltage, current will not increase at all, rather remains constant. This layer is behave as a linear amplifier region, and this is also behave as a constant current region. After that, if we will further increase the voltage across drain and source, a stage will come whenever breakdown of the junction occur. In that case current will increase rapidly. So here is the curve actually. After this voltage, the breakdown of the junction occurs and the drain current increases rapidly. And this is the at the right side of this pinch off voltage, this region is called as a here the pinch off occur, and this is the constant current region or linear amplifier region, and this is the ohmic region or voltage control resistance region. So now this is the pinch off voltage in which the both the depletion layer are very near to each other, and here the channel is very narrow and current density is very high, whereas the voltage across gate to source is 0, but we are increasing the voltage across drain and source. will apply some voltage, reverse voltage across gate to source terminal. Then what will happen? We'll keep this voltage across drain to source as constant, and we will increase the voltage across gate to source. As we will increase more and more voltage, the depletion layer width will be more and more. A stage will come whenever these two depletion layer will touch with each other, and further no channel will exist, means no charge carrier will flow from source to drain and channel is totally cut off. In that case, no charge carrier is flowing means no current is flowing in the circuit, and the voltage at which this pinch off occurs and drain current becomes zero, that is called as the pinch off voltage, or generally in data sheets this is mentioned as VGS off, means gate to source voltage at which the channel is totally cut off and no current will flow in the circuit. So here is the curve. Here the graph is plotted, VGS equal to 0. This is the curve whenever gate to source voltage is 0. As we will increase the voltage, the pinch off level that is also decrease. Here at 0 voltage across gate to source, the pinch off occurs at this point, whereas as we are increasing the voltage, the pinch off occurs earlier. So this shows the resistance of the circuit that is increasing as we are increasing the voltage across gate to source. Now if we will plot a graph between drain to source, drain current and gate to source voltage, as we will increase the voltage in this way, the maximum attained voltage, that is IDSS, that will becomes a stage will come that will reduce and become equal to 0, and this point is called as a VGS off point, when channel is totally cut off and no current will flow in the circuit. So as I told you, the relation between VGS voltage and drain current, that is non-linear, that's why this curve is also non-linear. This is a non-linear relationship between gate to source voltage and drain current. So another type of field effect transistor, as I have told you, that is MOSFET, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. In this case, a p-type slab is taken, which consists of a silicon base, upon which this structure will be mounted, and this is the n doped region, and this is another n doped region which is connected with each other by a n channel, and the drain terminal is connected with this n doped region by metallic contact, and this is drain terminal, and this is also source terminal is connected to this n doped region by a metallic contact, that is this is drain terminal and this is source terminal. But in this case, the gate terminal is connected to ohmic contact, but that is not connected directly to the channel, rather that is separated from the channel by a thin layer of silicon dioxide layer. This is a dielectric layer which isolate this channel from this gate terminal. So for this region, thin layer of silicon dioxide region, the input resistance of MOSFET is very high as comparison to FET also. So this is the symbol of N-channel FET, depletion type of N-channel FET. So in this case, the symbol itself reflects the constructional difference between FET and MOSFET. Here, as you can mark, this vertical line is nothing but the channel, and gate is insulated from that channel by giving some space. So here the gate terminal is insulated from drain and source by silicon dioxide layer. So this is N-type depletion type of MOSFET, and this is P-type depletion type of MOSFET. So another, the base on which this structure is embedded, that is called a substrate. In some case, this substrate is also given as fourth terminal. So that is internally shorted to source also. So here is the terminal. Some cases this substrate terminal is given, and in some case that is internally shorted to source. So what happens actually when gate and source terminal, there will be no voltage difference between this gate to source, or they are internally circuited. Here the voltage is 0, and as we apply voltage across drain to source by connecting the positive terminal of battery to drain and negative terminal of battery to source, then due to the force of repulsion between this negative potential of battery and negative charge carrier, the electron will flow from source terminal to drain terminal. Ultimately, current will flow from positive terminal of battery to negative terminal of battery by the conventional direction of current. So in this case, as there is no voltage across gate to source, by increasing this voltage, drain to source voltage or this DDD voltage, more and more electron will repel by this source terminal and will be attracted toward drain terminal, and the magnitude of current that will also increase. Here we are not applying any voltage across the gate to source terminal. If we will apply some voltage across here, due to this dielectric layer that exists between channel and this gate terminal, that will induce a opposite polarity charge here. Suppose we are applying a positive potential here at gate terminal, then due to force of attraction, the positive charge that is available in the P substrate, that will be attracted towards this gate terminal, and they will accumulate here in the channel, and more electron will accumulate here, means more and more will be charge carrier and more current will flow in the circuit. If we will apply a negative potential here in the gate terminal, then by the force of repulsion here, positive charge will accumulate and which will reduce the channel. Ultimately the current will also reduce. A stage will come whenever all the charge that is available over here, that will penetrate into the substrate and channel is totally cut off. In that case, current will be 0. Here this is the case. Whenever we are applying a negative potential, then this electron, they will penetrate deep into the substrate, and the positive charge which is available in the substrate, that will attracted towards here, and a recombination will occur here. That's why the mobility charge carrier or mobile charge carrier, that will not available for conduction of current. So this is the enhancement type of MOSFET. There is a little bit difference between enhancement type of MOSFET and depletion type of MOSFET. In enhancement type of MOSFET, practically no channel is there between this source and drain. So by applying certain potential across gate and source, channel will be induced here, so that will create a path from source to drain, for which current will flow in the circuit. So suppose this is a P-type substrate is taken. So this is a N-channel enhancement type of MOSFET, in which between source and drain there is no channel at all. So to create a channel between this drain to source, we have to apply certain positive potential at this gate terminal, so that by this positive potential, some charge that will accumulate here and will form a channel. So in depletion type of MOSFET, the MOSFET can work in both enhancement and depletion mode, but in enhancement type of MOSFET, this works in only enhancement type of mode. So this is the case actually. As we are applying more and more voltage, this will accumulate electron here and positive charge carrier, that will penetrate deep into the substrate, and a channel will form, that will means electron that will leave this source terminal can accumulate in drain terminal, and a continuous path is there from source to drain, by which current will flow in the circuit. So look at this, some relevant questions regarding what is the difference between BJT and FET. As you know, BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor. The current conduction in BJT depends on both type of charge carrier, that is majority charge carrier and minority charge carrier. But in case of FET, that is a unipolar device, so current conduction is only due to majority charge carrier. Why FET is called a unipolar device? So only one type of charge carrier is responsible, majority charge carrier, And another difference between BJT and FET is FET in FET the input impedance is very high as comparison to that of your BJT. Another is FET comes in small size which can be accommodated within IC chip, but BJT can't be accommodated within a small chip. Another is the noise level of BJT is very high as comparison to FET. Generally, out of the N channel FET and P channel FET, N channel FET is widely used because the mobility of electron is more than the mobility of holes. Why N channel FET is widely used? That is the answer, that the mobility of electron is very high, that's why N channel FET is widely used. Why the arrow in N channel FET symbol is pointing in? As we know, N channel FET, the direction of the arrow direction is inward. That will indicate the direction of IG current that would flow if both the junctions were forward bias. So differentiate between enhancement type of MOSFET and depletion type of MOSFET. In enhancement type of MOSFET, there is no channel, practically there is no channel between source and drain. That channel will be enhanced or will be developed by the applied potential across gate and source. But in depletion type of MOSFET, the channel already exists in the between source and drain terminal. Another depletion type of MOSFET can work both in depletion mode and enhancement mode, but enhancement type of MOSFET only works in enhancement mode. Another is after the pinch off voltage, right side of the pinch off voltage, the curve is totally linear or constant. Current will not increase even if we increase the voltage across drain to source. That region is actually constant current region and linear amplification region. At the left side of the pinch off voltage, that is ohmic contact region, and that is also a voltage control resistance region. So here, as you can mark, the gate terminal is totally insulated from the channel by this silicon dioxide layer. So in this channel, the channel is not complete at all. As we are applying more and more voltage, more and more charge carrier will gather here, so that there is a continuous channel from source to drain. So this channel is enhanced. So that is also reflect in the enhancement type of MOSFET symbol. In that case, the vertical line which represents the channel from source to drain, that is not continuous, rather discrete lines will be there which will represent the channel. So here the depletion type of MOSFET, this is enhancement type of MOSFET, there is no channel at all. But in depletion type of MOSFET, there will be a channel from source to drain. So that can be represented by a single line. The channel is continuous. That can be represented by a single line. If you have any query regarding this, the fundamentals of field effect transistor, you can contact me in my WhatsApp number 8456 009944. Thank you.
झीटीए तो माटी आम सामाजिक और पारिवारिक जीवनर मूल कथाटी से माने आगकू गले आगकू जीव संसार आम झील मैंने आ पुओंकठू पछरे नाहांती एबे तो बदली गलानी समय बदली गलानी जुग से झील माननकू आहुरी आगकू नहीं आत्मनिर्भरशील और स्वावलंबी करने ओडिशा सरकार सुदक्षा योजन सरकारी आईटीआई माध्यम संपूर्ण मागणार जोगई देउछंती सबु प्रकार उत्कृष्ट मानर वैषयिक ज्ञान कौशलर तालीम। एबे आम झील रहिबे सबुठू आगरे सबुठू उपरे।
मु सफल मु कुशली मु सुदक्षा।